Who's calling that? Who's calling that shit? Who's calling that shit? Who's calling that shit? Who?
Facts about being in an interracial relationship or marriage that nobody is going to tell you but me.
Hello lovelies, welcome back to today's episode. This black woman is trying to share something like most of us never knew that even happened. It's trying to tell us what some interracial relationship people pass through, and no one want to talk about it. If you are a male or a female in this interracial relationship, have you ever experienced something like this whenever you got in white space? Let's get to hear her very well. Drop your thought in the comment section, then we'll come back with more commentaries.
Facts about being in an interracial relationship or marriage that nobody is going to tell you but me. So listen up. Your white partner is going to experience a decline in their white privilege, and it is going to cause a crash out like you have never seen. And here's the thing, they don't even tell the white people this. They get blindsided by it too. And the way that it works is wild. Speaking from my experience and how it went, you meet a guy and on either side, it can be fetish, lust, like, love, whatever. Then they take you around their white friends. And now, black women, what you need to know is a group of not racist white men, especially young white men, are always going to be cool. They're always going to think you're hot, you're cool, be totally down with however you're representing yourself and whatever. Because white men in their white privilege have the freedom to think however they want to think. It's when the company gets mixed that things start to get hinky. And by mixed company, I mean those same white guys plus their white girlfriends and wives, white family, white coworkers, white friends. Then the dance starts because you have people who are on different levels of privilege, class, and power. And they're looking at you and they're trying to place you, and it better not be above them. So now you, as the black girlfriend or boyfriend or husband or whatever, wife, have to do a dance. You have to position yourself between stereotype of what everybody wants you to be so that they can be comfortable in their white superiority delusion of this is what a black person is and that's what I need to see to know that I'm here. But you also have to be assimilated enough into white culture that you're not deemed a threat, that they can relate to you, they understand you, they see that you are parroting certain norms and things that they know that they can relax a little bit. So it's a constant dance. Because do not walk into a room full of insecure white people and be all that and a bag of chips. Oh, you in danger, girl. Because if you walk in there and you're not playing their little game that makes them feel good about themselves, if you walk in there and you are intellectual, you have poise, class, a great job, you're well educated, style, if you're not afraid of them, if you're not seeking their approval, if you are unbothered, they are not gonna like that. And they're gonna start looking at your white partner like, how dare you bring that here? And in order to keep their community of white delusion thriving, they have to remove any perceived threats, actual threats, anything that is not vibing in that collective understanding of who they deem themselves to be. And so that decline, that dismissal from white privilege is going to hit your white partner hard. They are going to get social backlash, stop being invited to things. Their family is going to start haranguing them about keeping you in line. Their buddies are not going to come over because their wives don't like you. There's going to be a lot of things that happen. And not only will they possibly have a decline in their social status, their white privilege, but their upward mobility within white privilege can be chopped off, especially if it's at work. If they have a boss or a boss's spouse that feels some kind of way, all of a sudden promotion opportunities are not there for them. You are literally by showing up as your authentic self, by being real, by not taking any flack, or even if you are so token and so playing the game, but that other white person who has a little bit more power than your partner is threatened or is insecure, there's nothing that you can do to stop them from wanting to yank privilege away from your partner or your spouse. It is what it is. And something that I was shocked by was that there will be other interracial relationships around, other Black men, Negro women, and they're not gonna help you. They are not your friend. They ain't looking out for you, because if they stand up for you, if they speak up, if they try to mirror you, hell, if they even be nice to you or acknowledge your presence before anything else pops off, that could be seen as a threat, because you have to remember they're doing the same dance, right? They are also having to toggle between stereotype and non-threatening assimilated token. So they are having to consciously or subconsciously protect the white privilege of their spouse and the standing of their spouse for their own self-preservation. So no, don't look to them. They ain't going to help you. And y'all ain't going to be friends. Y'all ain't going to be bonding about the nuances of being in an interracial relationship. That's not how this works. This is about isolation. So if you find yourself with a white person who you might like, love, see yourself building a life with, and they have not completely deconstructed from white supremacy, delusion, from their need to have access to white power, from capitalism, from sexism, from, I'm trying to think of what else, from any of these societal powers, and they have not deconstructed from that truly intentionally to the point where they've already cut out problematic friends and family, and they are no longer trying to navigate that world. If they haven't done all of that work, that shit will be done for them by the nature of them being with you, and your white partner will punish you for removing them from access to their white power. That's the dirty little secret that nobody talks about. When you are with an unhealed, unawakened white person who is just moving through life and thinks that their privilege is enough to allow them to date and do whatever they want and not be seen as a threat within their own society, if they have not done that soul-searching work, they will drag you into the messiness that is white supremacy. They will get taken out by their own, and you will become the one that they get to punish for it. So I'm not saying nothing. Date who you want to date, do what you want to do, but I thought you should know.
And I repeat, some white women do not need to date out of their race, knowing that 90% of their family and friends are racist. If you openly know the people around you are racist, do not date a Black man knowing you will not stand up to your family and friends against racism. If me being racist is me telling white women that don't stand up for their interracial couple is racist, then I guess that's what I am. But me, I'm going to speak up and hold white people accountable if there's an ignorant stranger, friend, or family, just like I always have. PSA, do not date outside of your race unless you are ready to combat racism.
My mother-in-law calls me that black thing. When I'm out and about with my stepkids, people think I'm their nanny. And my stepkid's stepdad calls my husband an N lover. I am losing it. What do you think I should do? So I've married into a racist family. The only thing is that my husband isn't racist. He defends me all day long. We no longer speak to my in-laws, and it's posing a massive problem because all of them, including the birth mom, has ganged up together to come against me and my husband, and all we want to do is love my stepkids and his children. We are currently in family court. There's all sorts of lies being spewed, and honestly, if I react, I'll make things worse. I love him. He's been with me through major weight loss. When I felt massively insecure, he has been my confidence. Absolutely love him. I also love my stepchildren, but I am losing the will to be civil. I don't want to hurt my husband's chances of winning access to these children, but also I don't want to be abused anymore. It's a real story. These things really happen, and we're going to be discussing this at my event coming up on the 26th of September. We're going to be talking about IVF and stepmotherhood. We're going to be talking about chronic illness and stepmotherhood, and we are also going to be talking about interracial dating and stepmotherhood. So I hope to see you there. The link is in my bio.
Interracial dating gets really weird. I would not advise Black women to do it, especially if their partner is white. I've come to the conclusion that I do not like when white people give me compliments. I'm still working on what exactly I don't like about it, but let's just say it makes me uncomfortable because they always find a way to objectify you. I love to give the example of this book I read back in high school called Black Like Me. And it was about a white man who literally dyed his skin black and went into the yee South, Alabama, Mississippi, those type of areas when racial segregation was still a thing. And he wrote a book about his experience. And there is one part of the book that really sticks out to me. That's a picture of the author with his black cosplay. Here is the portion of the book that I referred to, pause to read. Here is the second page, pause to read, and the last page. But in summary, the author is in a shady part of town he needs a ride. He gets picked up by this white guy, but he sees quickly why the guy picks him up. The driver starts asking him all these questions about his sexuality and all of his sexual experiences, and when the author is like, you know what, I really don't want to talk about this, the guy drops him off. He gets picked up by a second guy, and the second guy is like, oh, I know you Black people love to do all these risque things, like, look at how you guys are. The author's like, I'm a church-going guy like you, why do you think I'm doing all of these things? The driver is stunned. He's like, you talk so well for a Black person, so literate. And this part of the book basically sums up my experience as a Black woman. Men doing things because they want something from you, not out of the kindness of their heart. And then when white people feel safe and comfortable with you, they start telling you all of their fantasies, or start asking questions about your sexual past, or they start complimenting you about your body like you're a zoo animal. White people saying you're so well-spoken for just defending yourself. This book was written in 1961, and it's disgusting that things haven't changed much.
When you try to hear what this Black man is trying to tell us, it is something some people may hear it for the first time, because when you try to see the way these interracial couples, marriages, people always admire them. It's hard to understand that some people would pass something like this. You would even choose to sacrifice your life for fitting in those people who never want you or who pretend to like you and they don't like you. I think it's something really not easy, though it's not for each and every interracial marriages, because we have a lot of people who are in interracial marriages and they are living their best life as the other couples. They never had any issues. But when you try to hear this Black woman, the way he's trying to give us some warning that when you choose to go in interracial relationship, you need to know that you meet two things. You may find yourself in some families who will never like you, because some families, they have that racist heart. Some families, they are good to go. They don't care about any skin of color. No wonder this Black woman is trying to say, if you hear some people saying they are interracial marriages, there is a lot of secret they will never come out to share with you. But when for you pass in that experience and you feel the time to share it with the other people, that's when people will start to understand, oh, we never knew something like this exists. Imagine you were in a space of some white people. Your husband, since he married you, he started to have, or your wife, since she married you, these partners, they started to have decline in white privilege. A lot of people will try to disown them, to distance from them. Most of them, these couples, they try always to explain, those sometimes who have a channel YouTube, their experience after getting married as interracial marriages. They will say the way they lose a lot of friends after they started that that marriage, which is something really bad. How come someone will start to distance from you after marrying a black woman or a black man? It's not something really funny to understand. When you see some people living their best life in these interracial marriages, I think it's a grace from God, because it's not really easy. How come you have a mother-in-law, she likes something like this? You need to try your best level to fit in what she likes or what she value. Even the couples, they will experience the way they will take control of their finances, which is something really, I don't even know, I don't even understand how come you would marry your husband, you love each other, but after going in that family, they will start to check each and everything. They will start to control you whenever, whatever, wherever you go in everything. You have seen some interracial marriages, even when they have small issues, they will take away your kids. They will send you away. Imagine. Someone you have kids together, they will even not have that heart to say that, let's do cooperating because these are our kids. No. Most people, they suffer a lot in these interracial marriages. No wonder this black woman who come out to tell us something like this, people should not ignore her. This is some of the experience that people pass through. This is something really happening in our daily society. Even people who are in the same race, they have small issues. But these people who went to marry in other race, some of them, 85%, they always complain the way they pass through hardship to fit in those families. And the main issues, it's not something they eat, it's not the culture, it's not something else. What really make them to suffer is to fit in that family. You find that your partner has sisters, brothers, but you barely see them in your house. They don't come to see you. Even when they come, it's like they are pretending. Imagine to live that life till the end. And you yourself, you love each other. When you think that you are about to marry in other race or interracial marriages, make sure your partner have that deconstruct strength, because it's not going to be easy. Some partner, whenever they confront their wife, they don't even say anything. Most white partners, they don't have that strength to fight for their partners. They would rather let that black partners go away than to lose their families. Because you have heard that these people, after marrying these black people, they suffer a lot. They lose a lot of privilege. They lose a lot of opportunities. They started to be alone. People will start to make them as if they have committed abomination in some areas, because we are not talking each and everyone. But in most cases, this is something really out there. A lot of people are talking about it. You find that you give birth, your mother-in-law will never want to see your grandkids. Imagine. And whenever they come, some of them, they will pretend. You have heard this woman, the way she tried to say, when you have parties, you gather together with these families, it's really hard to see these white women, white wives call you, come, let's sit together. You always see them distanced from you, sitting alone, make you that you are alone. They don't want you in their space. It's when you see your husband, your wife will try to come to you to cover up, because when you try to hearing this situation, I think if you are not a strong person, you can't manage. I don't think everyone would manage to fit like this. People are going to dance. When you don't feel to dance, you will look away to dance to make them not think a lot about you. You will try your best level to pretend to smile, either you like it or not. Do you think it's easy? Guys, thank you for watching. Drop your thought, then see you in my next episode. Bye.